Greetings, this is Marco. This is our interpretation video for Nik Farid. Nik Farid is a 34-year-old male. He is 161 pounds, 10% body fat, a skeletal muscle mass of 143 pounds, and has a basal metabolic rate of 1,464 calories. It was no surprise to me that Nik was 10% body fat. He is an extremely active individual. He plays soccer, he rock climbs, he has dabbled in trapeze, he is an avid caver, plays basketball 3 times a week, and is dabbling in soccer now. I've known Nik for a while, and he does have a master's in exercise science, although he is not using it right now. He is a manager at an upper restaurant here in town, and he works weekends. Moving on to Nik's move assessment, I did pass him on the squat. However, his lower back was a bit tight when he moved down. When I asked him if he could move down below parallel. He passed the lunge test, he passed the front leaning rest. Did he? Passed the toe touch, the straight leg raise, he passed the front plank with ease, and he passed the reverse plank with ease. The side planks were a little difficult for him. His low back was tight. So I just told him to stop the test if there's any pain or anything like that. So that'll be, we'll be incorporating some side plank things like isometric side plank holds, suitcase carries, suitcase holds, side plank hip dips, things along those lines, just to kind of bounce out the core, make it a little bit stronger. And Nik did talk about having a morning routine. So I think what I'm going to have him do is the thoracic flow that is on Coach RX in the mornings. And he did talk about having a bedtime routine. So I suggested some stretching, and we'll incorporate a stretching video for the lifestyle plan with some notifications through Coach RX to kind of help nudge him in that direction. One of Nik's goals was to increase his size, but before we do that, I wanted to see where he stood when it came to strength. So I'll probably start him off with strength sets. Lower reps with some tempo, just to find out where he stands in his deadlift, his bench, and his squat. I'll probably add an accessory piece to those lifts with a core portion, maybe in the warm-up or after those lifts. It doesn't sound like he wants to spend a whole lot of time in the gym because of his active lifestyle on the basketball court and now on the soccer field. So, we're just keeping the program simple before we head into a 6-week accumulation plan with a 4-week intensification plan. Moving on to Nik's work portion of the assessment, Nik got 144 cals on an assault bike, a chain-driven assault bike. And it was no surprise that Nik was going to do really well on the assault bike. There was really no suffering that occurred other than like toward the end part of the test. He started out pretty hot at 500 watts, and that lasted for maybe about 30 seconds. And then he backed off to about 330 watts. For a while, things were getting kind of serious around the 4-minute mark, and he he showed some grit and some work capacity. Because Nick's lifestyle is so active, I don't really deem it necessary to, um, ramp to work on his aerobic power. He's getting a lot of court time, and he seems to be pretty active outside of the gym. So we're gonna play around with some strength sets just to see where he's at, and then we'll back it off to the hypertrophy or like functional bodybuilding, so that we can keep some time under tension for those muscles, to give those muscles time to build. I'm thinking 8 to 10 rep scheme. 3 to 5 sets with a 90-second to 2-minute break in between those sets. With the legs and the deadlift and then the bench, and see if we can't get him to eat a little bit more, to add some weight to his frame. So that is my interpretation for Nick's body, move, and work.